O me she gbe aka iyo yake into mo she mo gba mi wo loko fi mi.
Okay, be no ye no ko ba.
O loko ba ko me na mi into mo she.
Ma o fa na bo won ta wole aga o ye ko.
Oh, lo fine. Ana zonke shifu fulengelenge ko. Yen wonu emi wo le spice un fine. Ni chole 7 ni je. Loko ba yen fine. She me go make poison. When you trip for few, she na me. Coaching
is putting your thinking into action. That is what coaching is about. Now, I studied them, I showed them, I revisited the match they played against us. Then I saw that we gave them enough space to operate because they are full of techniques. The boys, the 14, 20, 10, 8, 12. Very, very with the ball when you give them space. So we try something called tracking and getting free. Track them, get free and play. So we deny them the space for them to maneuver.
In terms of power play, it's zilch. If you watch our game against Mali, the young man was running away from taking the ball. He didn't want it. Give me away. He was practically running away. When we were being marooned and we were under attack from the Malians, and he had the opportunity of sticking a claim in the team. Anytime an attempt was made to him with the ball, with the pass,
he's running away,
leaving the ball,
hiding
behind opponent. This whole Telemundo, it's something that sometimes
for the uninitiated, Telemundo is a channel that shows telenovelas.
Yes.
So this is like a soap opera.
It's like a soap opera. This clearly is a soap opera. It's winding down. So let's call Extremadura man from Extremadura man. Mora. When the boy is coming to the player, he's running away. You know what's the game? And shockingly, there's a certain miraculous acrobatism.
Na message said there, masin san players akuku da mama mutim na gina masa. Players be na masin san. Team na no ayehye. Team wo de bubo players na mama. Sakim CH. Where? Sakim CH. Aha. Team over na. What's that? Team over na. Aha. Cavers. Why? Cavers. Cavers mu nyina ya san omo. Eze sister sikupulator mu nya bi mo. Sister sikupulator onya bi mo. Ayi omo say ayi Brazil anyway. Ya sign no. Brazil ni bay. Omo fẹ́ no wa se silver se wa Tiago Silva. Aha, Tiago Silva. You say
me the Felix you on against stand. My stand be say me Adamu. I no go need my job. Go marry. No, you see, I don't need my job. Go marry.
So you refuse to they punish him.
They know the punishment. It serves you right. No, not the punishment. See. You choose. You choose love over job. That is exactly what you do. Because see what Richard go do. Football no day. Richard go marry.
Yeah.
So if the footballer, see, from August 2019 to December 29, we don't play football. No marry. We start league after we fall. You say they go marry.
That be the time where money catch.
No. So you choose love over career. And so if today you get your lover, the coach say they give you more time to go chop love. So it's not a big deal. Me, I guess that I thought that this matter they are.
Does Don Botte still want to play football? You are 36 years old.
Forget about the age.
We cannot forget about the age, Don. You are 36.
Yeah, 36. You doubt 36. Inner me, forget about the age. What you want me to come and do for you?
You still think you can perform at the highest level?
Why?
In Ghana?
Yeah. Not in Ghana, sir.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
You train?
Serious.
By yourself?
Always.
Why don't you want to join a club and train?
You see, that's what I'm saying. Them themselves, they don't believe themselves. The coaches don't believe themselves. They are not real coaches. They don't. You have to believe yourself that no, this guy can do it for me. If you believe me, I can do it. But so far as you just relax yourself, no. If I come safe, I won't get that spirit because you don't believe me.
So you think that if a Premier League team were to give you an opportunity to play, you would make an impact?
Ghana, yeah.
Yes.
I can play past all the current players.
The
current players in Ghana Premier League.
That's a serious statement coming from somebody who hasn't played in almost a year.
You know something? I know myself. That's why I said, if you don't know me, you don't know me.
You see, as for a game, like when you get a chance, every blessed player will decide to score, and then will decide to catch the ball. So when you both decide together, then you miss the chance. I decide differently, and he also decide differently, and our decision was together. That's why he was able to catch the ball. So I think next time I raise my head and watch the goal post and put the ball.
You have 3 or 4 phones. What messages have you been receiving?
I haven't even read them because they keep on coming. I think that I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages?
No, not at all. Look, they still calling. Phones are calling.
Germany Ketia here. See, confusion in the studio. We are live. Today, I have a couple of things to talk about. Boxing, first of all, is where I want to begin from. I am not happy at all with the happenings in the boxing circles. So, our boxers went to Dakar, Senegal, for the qualifiers for the Paris Olympics, and we struck out. 12 boxers, and not a single one of them managed to enter into the Olympic qualifying slot. So they'll have to wait again for the next bunch of qualifiers. All these people include Freezy McBones, the guy we saw on the internet who went viral. Everybody thought this guy could do something for us. We brought him in, and I mean, you can clearly tell that he has the passion, but his technique is lacking, and so it was exposed in Dakar. Ofori Asare is also another issue I want to talk about. I mean, he's become like an institution as far as the boxing space or boxing coaching space is concerned. They call him the only 3-star coach in the country. You see, it's about time we had at least 5 of those by now. The associations, what are you doing? Are you just traveling to go and fight Now you go and fight, you don't even qualify. When you go to the Olympics, you produce 1 medal. You go to competitions, boxers fall sick. We don't know what happens to them. You don't come back and tell us anything. And then when you are in a rut, you want us to help you to solicit for funds. So the Boxing Federation need to really, really set up. That's the first on the cards. The Ghana Premier League resumed this week. In fact, Accra Hearts of Oak, I believe, they are in action against Royal Tamale United. As far as local football is concerned, Dreams FC, they were up in the CAF Confed Cup against FC Cologne a while ago. They won that game by 2-1. So there's a lot going on the local scene. Show proudly brought to us by Bell Puka. Oh, Charlie, the Puka is chilled and has encircled the studio. Love it. Game Park Limited, they are also proud sponsors of the show. What does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember who's got the moolah's got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park app on your Play Store. You can also play on our website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Chale, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. Text and WhatsApp lines 0549-986-996, 0549-986-996. If you want to get to me on Twitter, get to me at Kojo Nketia as well. This week also, some few interesting issues emerged as far as Legon cities were concerned. I am not happy at all. And I think it dovetails into the conversation of player welfare bodies in the country. I think player welfare in this country, they might as well do a retool to reset what their agenda is about, because at this point, players are literally at the mercy of team owners. We'll talk about that as well. George Free finally managed to submit his appeal. He said he submitted 1 copy on the AVA email, and then the other one, Charlie, when he went to the FA, he said, Charlie, you be to the mountains. You be to the hey, Ghana. Charlie, there was a video where some guys took a video at the reception of the FA. The receptionist was refusing to back down. There's a lot being said in different languages, so I couldn't interpret everything. But in the end, he released a statement that said that he had successfully filed his appeal. So that's the bottom line. The EPL returns as well. And then, of course, the City Business Olympics. I'll be getting you in on that action. Eden Heights, 30th September. Thousands of people. I feel like it was just yesterday when we did last year's Business Olympics. Amazing facility. Come and watch Evans Ofochumanso in the 3-point shootouts. Oh, Charlie.
Oh, I get ya.
Nana Chrome, Steph Curry.
Oh, I get ya.
Oh, Charlie, come and show them your range. Show them your range. Nathan Kwao is here. Special guest on the show is here. This guy has impeccable timing. Aminu Shadow is team manager for the Black Stars and also administrative manager for Dreams FC. I believe Evans Ofochumanso, aka Pichichi, the ladies Pichi. Oh, Charlie.
Man, you're not Pichi. Ghana, you're not Pichi. Santiago Pichi.
Of course, my rabbi is here. These days, I'm happy to break the news to him that the takeover no aton soon. Takeover no aye beans. Nana, takeover no aton soon. Coach, you see, every day I tell you that you are my very good brother. Exactly. I like you. I like to see you happy. You understand? It's the hope that kills you. It is the hope.
Manchester
or your receipt.
Oh, no more. Me,
Inke Artani.
Oh. If you had Vim, let me tell you, I know you would have appeared in your jalabia by now.
No, I told you when I'll wear the jalabia, didn't I?
You see, let me tell you something. If you know that the action will happen, you prepare before the action comes to you.
You know, I am fully prepared.
See,
that thing will be worn on scorecard. I'll train for 1 month.
It is a prayer point for me. You need to commit your team. Right now, your team is being riddled by scandals, botch takeovers, player injuries, players partying, players insulting the manager, block transfers. Commit your team into the hands of God.
Can't worry.
No more. Commit us into the hands of God.
She yes we wo chata when it's so I ni maso na maso. Yo Zebal. Jehovah Zebal. Okogbele ya che o manche yele aba. No ba le woba. Oba fen wo gbe ame. Ghana ma mu fe klalo. Abo fan bi etwe. Beche. Na ba bo ope mo edenche twe. Ghana ma mu fe klalo. Wala ka she hene she wo fen wo gbe ame ya no kwale mi. No ji wo program the hene she e ba take ne efe da. Wake nyamo here ni Ghana football in zaka ya share yesu gbami man you no problem ko bi ne tanko a renche ba ke c'est not pas problème le you are French and you are Spanish and you are Portuguese
anwa el gazi
ne tanko el gazi balami el gazi you Portuguese we mo ke Spanish ke French me fe ni chichi no maba o team lo le aka ho in Ten Hag with trust o mo no bu mo ka player jibo no bu mo o ba akwaje Sanjojo Money Jijo ka bu mo ba akwaje wonyem team ese manager was support Atani Mubarak Sheikh Atani Jassim o la ka team ono ni be sure be ba she ni ka be le she o ka shida ba han yo ene mekani bi pi wo bi o gba me
amen. It will end in tears. The takeover no mesi atonsium. Siman Jole Padie Chale Puka really chill today.
Ole no kwa masana. Chale na gashi cubes come nye Puka mi. Me na you all.
Let's get right into it. Let me start off with Dreams FC because they are fresh off the boat. They just got a 2-1 win. FC Calon. John Entry, I'm happy to see John Entry. He scored again today. Aminu Sado is here, so it's good. I mean, quick thoughts on this game from an administrative standpoint. How complex was this to prepare for? What obstacles did you face, and what are you probably hoping to do better now that you have qualified? Before we even get into the football,
we've not qualified yet. We still have a second game to play. Well, for Dreams FC. This game was probably the biggest game in our 14-year history. We've never played at this level before. We got a chance to play in the CAF Confederation Cup by virtue of our success in last season MTN FA Cup. In the first preliminary round, we accounted for Milo, and now we are playing against the biggest club in Sierra Leone. Dreams FC is not the biggest club in Ghana, but we are pushing above our weight, and we are playing against some of the biggest and established clubs all over Africa. Calon FC is the biggest club in Sierra Leone. They are a good side. We are happy with the results. For me, to play through this situation and get a win, I think is very, very positive. And we'll draw a lot of encouragement from it. The game could have gone a different direction, but we managed to pick the vital win amidst it being a slim victory. We will draw a lot of encouragement from it, and we know based on how well we played against them, if we go, every game is different. I mean, they played very, very defensively. When they go to their in quotes home, because they have issues with playing in Sierra Leone. So in quotes, when they are playing their home fixture, the pressure will be on them. They'll tend to open up.
Where is this going to be played?
We don't know yet. We don't know. The thing is that the stadium in which they want to play is beyond CAF limits. CAF, per the regulations, a venue must not be over 200 kilometers from the port of entry.
Okay.
if you are going to, if the venue is over 20 kilometers, you need to fly the team closer to where the venue, the match venue is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in their case, they don't have an airport where the stadium is situated. So we have to drive, which is beyond the 200 kilometers. 230 kilometers.
So they have to relocate you to a neutral ground.
So they have to relocate. But they are trying to, but we are very, very clear. The regulations are very clear. And we are standing our ground. We believe we have a good opportunity. We have a good case. So we are waiting on CAF. If they don't provide an alternative venue, per the regulation, they have to provide an alternative venue that meets the criteria and meets the regulation. If they are unable to do that within a period of time, CAF will fix the game. Perhaps we'll go and play in Egypt or Libya or Morocco or South Africa.
Do you guys get compensation for that type of stuff? Because first of all, that is unexpected. That's a very long distance if you have to go to Egypt.
Exactly. Per the competition regulations, you don't get reimbursed
for any of those things.
No, you don't get.
Wow.
You sign up to play the competition. We don't want to make any complaints over it. We are very, very focused. Like I said, the job is not done. I know in times past when you're playing Africa and you come up with a slim win, people always
start celebrating already. Yep.
Why didn't you score more goals? Yeah, we wish we could have scored more goals to make it even more comfortable. But then I think we are good enough to go for the return fixture and get the job done.
Let me just ask one more question before I move on to the other guys. I love the inclusion of John Entry to Dreams FC. He's always been your player. He's gone outside in Egypt. He has exposure playing in continental competitions. How hard or easy was it to convince him to come back to play in Dreams first of all? And what would you consider the strongest department of your team in this competition? Would you say your technical team? Would you say your playing body? What would you say is the strongest department going into this competition?
I'll start by saying I think the strongest comes from the fact that we work as a unit. I can't pinpoint any singular department where I feel is strong because every department even comes with its deficit anyway. So we find a way to balance each other. From the board level to management, technical to the playing body. Okay. We find a way to balance it. And I think that's where our biggest strength lies, the fact that we work as a group, as a unit. We go into battles as a unit. And then to answer your second question, I think John Entry for me, in my entire football administration life, there are very, very few players that I regard as top-notch. He falls in that category. It's not only about his performance on the field of play, his general conduct. He's the first to come to the training ground. He's the last to leave. The way he interacts with his colleagues, his discipline, his humbleness, his determination, and he sets a very good example for all the other players. And I hope that the other players are taking a big cue from John Entry. I'm not surprised at all the kind of life he's had in football. He's achieved probably everything he wants to achieve in football, and he's still eager to even do more. So I think it's a good example. If you want to see any tenet or a reflection of a good professional, you look at John Entry, and he has everything of a good professional, and we are glad to have him.
Cool, Coach. You want to have any take on the? You want to have a take on the Dreams FC?
Yeah.
Just snap for us before.
Just before we started the show, I was talking to Amino, and I was telling him how disappointed I am that they didn't get that all-important third goal because I was really following the game, and I felt that if you look at the timing of the goals, the time Dreams FC scored the first goal, and the chances they missed, and then the fact that they allow the Sierra Leoneans to get back into the game a minute or two to the recess, I was questioning. I was not happy, and I told them, look, I'm sure the boys just switched off. It was halftime when the referee hadn't blown the whistle, and they went back. You could clearly see that the technical team had spoken to them, got them to understand what was at stake. So they came back very much determined and fighting. So the second goal came very early in the second half, and I was saying that I was so disappointed they didn't get a third goal. I had followed, I think, till the 82nd minute when I had a call, so I had to rearrange myself, and I couldn't go back to complete the game. But I even asked him that, looking at the opponent, because I didn't watch the game, is he that convinced that they can go go back in the second leg and complete the job. And if you listen to him speak, he's very optimistic that it is something that is very possible. I just want.
After this stage is the group stage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And I don't remember. I think the last time a Ghanaian team got to the loop stage, that was 5 years ago, and it would be
Siki Akonos Asante Kotoko.
Exactly. It would be a super achievement by their standard.
Yeah.
By where they'll find themselves being where they've never been before. I think at the second or first time of asking, isn't it? Yes. So that will be very massive. And right now, I think psychologically, they should be working on the players. That provides a very excellent platform for every player who's got ambition to go higher and bigger than Dreams FC. Okay. And if you look at what they stand for, no two ways about it. They are a marketing club, they are a selling club. So if you are a player and you can get yourself the platform that will enable you get to the next stage of your footballing thing, then that, of course, is very positive. They need to stay focused. Away from home could be very dangerous. And the fact that the Sierra Leonean has a goal, I'm sure the away goal still applies, isn't it, Amidu? Yes. So the Sierra Leoneans may not need to stretch it too much. Yeah. They can be very patient, very calm on the day, and then a one-goal win will settle the tie. So Dreams FC should go in.
The advantage we have is that at the blast of the whistle in the second leg, we don't have to score.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
they have to score too. They need to score.
Yeah, but
which
tactically
for us gives us an opportunity. Yeah. Because they came here and they played a very close game, tight game.
That's what I'm saying. Because the game is still that close. Yeah. They know in 90 minutes they may create.
Yeah.
So they will not be under any pressure. They know they don't need more than a goal to qualify. Dreams too want a clean sheet to qualify.
Yeah.
So it is going to be very, very dicey. But because they are the home team, assuming they were to play the game away from home, then I think that is going to be a massive advantage to Dreams FC. But this is Africa. We all know what the people are capable of doing. Exactly. For all you know, the next moment you wake, CAF will direct that go play the game there against their own rules. It's happened time and time and again and again. That is going to make it very, very difficult. So it is working on the psyche of the players. Tactically, Karim Zipto and his technical team, you don't doubt that. No, I'm very sure there will be a proper strategy in place to go and get the team to qualify. But if the players themselves don't see the need, because everything will come down to them. The coaches can only tactically prepare you, but you have to get on the pitch and get the job done. But we are very, very confident. I'm very confident. Again, you know my stand on these matters. They have an advantage to protect. So go in there, make yourself very difficult to beat. And then, look, I'll be the first person to congratulate them if they qualify for the group stage. If they don't, I'll come back here and say, look, it was a very good shot at something you've never done before. And at the first time of asking, you came this close. But, hey, this is Ghana. We want our 2 slot back, and they are in the position to add more points on board to ensure that we get that back.
Nathan?
I just want to ask Aminu about the playing surface. The last time we saw it in use was when
it was terrible.
Ghana played Liberia.
He myself spoke about
I wanted to ask him how they found the playing surface and whether or not they were affected by the nature of the surface.
But this is very obvious. We're all at the stadium. We also the nature of the pitch. I mean, at the point in time, I even advised my boys not to be giving back passes to the goalkeeper because of the undulating nature of the pitch. We have a lot of work to do. And I keep saying, in Ghana, let us not be hypocritical about these issues. We have a huge infrastructural deficit. And it's the function, and that's what has eaten into the sports industry, specifically football. The whole of Accra, can you imagine? If we are going to go strictly by the club licensing regime, strictly, there's no venue that can host games in the whole of the Greater Accra, for instance.
Including the Accra Sports Stadium?
Yes, of course.
Wow.
If you
are going criteria by criteria.
If we manage to qualify to the group phase of the
certain things will have to change.
We'll have to change a lot of things. Certain things, okay.
To be able to use
that as our home ground. Yeah. And if we make it to the semi-final, there's no venue in Ghana that can host a semi-final game per the club lines. So we have a lot of
maybe hopefully by then the league on.
Let me just ask you this before we go on. I mean, on the same pitch issue, right? I know that, for instance, Accra Sports Stadium, at a point, Olympics were using the Accra Sports Stadium. Hearts of Oak were using the Accra Sports Stadium. Lagos Cities at a point used the Accra Sports Stadium. How much power do the clubs have? Because I know this is the NSA's job, but how much power do the clubs who use the pitches have in terms of wanting to determine the quality of pitch they play on and the input that they themselves can give?
It's the simple answer is if you have the resources, then you dictate. Because we have discussions with them and we know we have to do this, but we don't have the resources. If we have the resources, we can bring in the machines and do it. But the clubs, the truth of the matter also is that the clubs lack the capacity to bring in the kind of revenue that is required to bring a top-notch surface at the Accra Sports Stadium that it deserves. That's why in my opinion, it's very, very important that the state gets involved in things like this. If it was, the Black Stars played here on Monday, and it was on a soggy pitch because of rains, and we also, I was only praying that we finished the game without any major injuries.
Yeah.
I was so happy that we finished the game and we didn't record injury.
And then
obviously we deserve better.
Just to add to this, I think, look, the likes of House of Oak and Dreams FC and whatever Olympics, they should be looking beyond the Accra Sports Stadium. The stadium itself is too big in terms of capacity to create some decent atmosphere for your players to ride.
Where should we look at?
I think you should be House of Oak. You are a 14-year-old team. Yeah. A team like House of Oak, but now if Mediama,
House of Oak
are
doing Pogba.
Yeah, so
I understand they announced plans to build 25,000.
25,000. This is long overdue.
Which is possible.
Long overdue. Because at the end of the day,
for instance, I'm not comfortable playing at Accra Sports Stadium. It's too big of a venue.
It's too big of a venue for a club like Dreams FC.
But we don't have any other alternative.
That's it.
It's the only place that is the closest to us where we can play this competition at this point in time.
Let me read a few messages. So proudly brought to us by Game Park. It's Ghana's newest lottery. It's on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Just get your phone, or you can go to the Game Park website, www.gameparkgames.com. Dial *946# on all networks. Or you can go to the Google Play Store and download the Game Parks app. Best odds in Ghana, trust me. We'll talk about Lagos Cities in a bit and the Ghana Premier League. The league has resumed. A lot of issues are going on in that sector. Now, this one here is from Lipuma. Says, good evening, my Sports Panorama crew. I'm happy our ball-playing goalkeeper is back. Congrats to Dreams FC, but they must work extra hard in the second leg. As for Klopp, no comments here, Charlie. Means if I not getting it in talk. This one here says Ghana football is on the wrong path because the current leadership doesn't want to be held accountable. This one here says a good evening to you, Ben and crew. Another edition here, and I'm excited to be part of today's show. Hey, Anka, they should give the 5,000 to the young man. Did he complain of any toothache? Boy, we pray for a better football system for the future. Now wait, dear. Yeah, I'm a Jewa from a fan call with that one. I'll come to a few of the other issues. Let me come back to my message box in a bit. Yeah, let me go to the top. Okay, this one here says it's another panoramic Friday. Glued to my radio, listening to you live from Akwete Man. Coach is a disguised sports politician. The way he presents the situation when it has to do with his team is so intriguing. On the lighter note, am I the only one who thinks Pichichi has Frema Edunyame's voice? He sometimes sounds like, hey, Charlie, which matter be this? This is John, the online driver.
In fact, he should be told he's the only person who thinks.
John, you better behave yourself over there. Charlie.
No more John in favor.
Moment Classic says, so the gentleman who got 5K for the dentist, is the GFA saying the guy's teeth no good or it be silver glass? Charlie, which matter to be this? Let me talk about the Ghana Premier League real quick. So it's been, I'm sure if you are associated with Lagos Cities, it's been a torrid week for you. Very tough week. So the first one was the passing of the goalkeeper. Yeah. Mr. Saki. May his soul rest in peace. Sylvester Saki. He's been at Lagos City, for I think the last 4 years or so. He's been first team keeper for at least the last 2 seasons. He's passed away. So like I said, may his soul rest in peace. And then in the aftermath of his passing, one thing led to the other. another Dreams FC.
Another Legon City.
What do I keep saying? It's Aminu. It's Aminu Shadow. What do I keep saying, Lagos? Sorry. Dreams FC. Good.
Another Legon FC.
Legon City's goalkeeper.
Charlie, what did I drink?
It's the puka.
But today they look, in fact, before you continue, you just take a breath. I need to really congratulate Edwin. The puka is very chilled.
Oh, really? See when something is really chilled, it has some white, things.
I want to advise him anytime he brings it this chill, he should inform me. I'll bring some fresh Mijingoro to complete the job for the evening.
Yeah. You see, you are failing at your job as a potions master these days.
No.
These days, we have said it that you need to be. It's okay. You let me know.
Thank
you. Let's proceed. So Legon City. Sorry, I won't say Dreams FC again. Legon City. Yeah. So in the aftermath of the passing of Sylvester Saki, now William Esau, who also was with Ghana's under-23 team, has said a few things that forced the club to respond publicly. Now he says that he has suffered from an illness for a spell, and since that situation started, he has been cut off from communication with the club. He also said that he's yet to receive his bonuses from Ghana's game against Algeria, and so he's asking that in the wake of being cut off from the club and all sorts of financing from the club, he needs his money so he can seek personal treatment. So that's the situation. It's a very harrowing one. I was just sad just watching that go. And then today, another one emerged. So it wasn't just the Legon City's issue. Ibrahim Osman, a former striker of Asante Kotoko who went on loan to Dreams FC, I say Dreams FC again, King Faisal, and tore his ACL, right?
Yeah, Charlie.
He also says that he's been left to his own graces. He's tried to reach the hierarchy of Asante Kotoko. He's not been able to do so, and so he's also been left to bear the cost of his injury. Now, guys, look, I don't know if you know how sports injuries work, but typically a cruciate ligament injury with top-level facilities will probably take you a minimum of 7 to 6 months to heal.
Let's say for you to be fully recovered, you need the entire season.
Yep,
you
a
need
whole
to
year.
sit out.
Yep, a whole year. That is even with top-notch facilities.
Exactly.
So if you talk about down here in Ghana, where we know that if we are rating facilities on a 5-star level, we are probably at a 2-star. I think that football clubs need to be more up and doing. I also think that this raises a bigger question of the weakness of our player welfare bodies in this country. I'm just shocked that these issues were not discussed at player welfare levels. I mean, if you are even out of contract and you don't have a team, that's fine. But the PFAG, GALCA, that's why these bodies exist. To be able to absorb. Charlie, it's not playing President's Cup. President's Cup is not a function. It's not if these are the things that make you a viable player welfare body. So this man is sick. Before this issue hits social media, he should have been in touch. They should have been able to figure out exactly what they wanted to do to help the man out. Now, it's led to one thing or the other. We are hearing that Lagos cities have a whole issue of unpaid salaries, neglected players.
Some of their players have left. I know a player this week who put it on social that he had left the club. The club was owing him, I think, 2 months' salary. Look, but like you're saying, there's different layers to this, but it starts with the club. When a club signs a player, it's like when you sign up to work for any other entity. You need to take care of the player.
Yeah.
If the player falls sick playing a football game for you, it is your duty to ensure that he recovers. Mm-hmm. It's your duty to ensure that he gets the best treatment so that he returns. You see, because football is not everything. Mm-hmm. One day that player will retire. So it's important that as a club, you do what you can to at least let the player have a good footing on which he can live his life. Yeah. You understand? If a player messes up his own life with his own misdeeds, that's a different story. But once a player is contractually obligated to you, you need to do your best to take care of him. I was extremely disappointed. hearing these accounts of players from the same club experiencing all kinds of torrid times. Why is it happening? Why are we failing to take care of players? And it's not only with the clubs. Let me escalate it. The William Esu matter.
Yeah.
He got injured or he got sick while playing for the national team. And to date, the bonuses that are due him, and they are rightfully his, those bonuses have not been paid.
Later, you see why I've always questioned these management members, management team. They are there for their own selfish
Because I'm sure they picked up their own money.
See, the Black Meteors would have a management committee.
They do.
So if the players and technical team have not been paid, what is the management doing?
What are they managing?
See, this is just a tip of the iceberg as to the many challenges that our players face. Some, right from the blast, how they even get to training is a problem. What they eat and all that. And I see, if you give the chance for the players to talk about their issues with the various clubs,
Ben,
most of them will not speak because they know that they will not.
They'll
be
be easily victimized. When you listen to those who are brave enough to even open up to you away from the cameras and microphones, Ben, the stories are harrowing.
The chanting. You remember we went to the chanting, and some of their bonuses, per diems, and everything were slashed. Me, I have the audio on my phone, but because I wanted these players to come and speak, they said, "No more, they won't speak." Akawagbina. And you see, the appalling thing is that the King Faisal player,
Ibrahim Osman,
that boy could have been a talent for Ghana. He's a boy I know personally. Because I've not heard about him for a very long time. So today when I saw the thing on social media, you can clearly see that he's not done any operation. He just gotten himself, anklet or what patched up.
And you know what's crazy? The truth about cruciate ligament injuries is that even for a footballer, you probably never be the same again.
Exactly. And the longer it takes,
he probably might not be able to walk properly again if he does not treat this thing as soon as possible.
And the longer it takes, because as it stands now, if you go back to what he's saying, it's been more than 8 months. More than 8 months. And he's just there. He's done. With that. He's finished. There's no way he's recovering from that.
Yeah, he's done.
And for me, I think that going forward, when it comes to the health of the players, I thought we understood that the GFA had a policy where the players were supposed to be registered onto the National Health Insurance Scheme. Yeah. So when these stories happen, and you ask yourself, aren't these players?
But I don't even think.
Benefit?
Hold on.
Health insurance scheme.
It won't cover an operation like. Yeah, it won't cover an operation for a cruciate ligament injury. Yeah.
No, but most of the players have basic issues where you don't understand how.
I don't even think it was all the teams that signed on to the NHIS program.
But you see, every team, whether you sign on to it or not,
you have supposed to be on it.
And I think that this is a matter that the FA will have to take up.
Yeah.
The boy needs to be operated upon immediately.
Because, look, coach. And this is why this is serious for me. If a team like Asante Kotoko, who are deemed to be supposedly wealthy, is allegedly shirking its responsibility in paying for treatment for a player who is on their books, then what are the smaller teams who don't have the money doing?
You see, so
I'm surprised that the smaller teams
are doing
better.
Man, that is they probably take better care of their players. Look, I mean, I think, and I hope it's not just on the surface of issues. A team like Samatex, for instance, big ups to them on the stuff they are doing. Look, they are doing some good stuff. Accra Lions are doing some good work. Samatex are in the Western region. They're in Samra, but they're doing some really good work as well. I think they put their stuff together well.
For me, I think that the players need to, for the first time, if they've not done this, take this issue up hugely. Their welfare is very important for them. And they need,
I'm sure Tony Bafo will be
the PFA is more like a union. You get to join. Yeah. I think they are all not part of the PFA.
No, I think every player is once you are a player in Ghana, automatically you are under the PFA, isn't it?
Can you give us some education as to how it works?
All the players. How they are.
Yeah.
See, but
I think it's a private entity. So
as and when you want to join, you join. But going forward, the players need to have a united front on this one.
Yeah.
They need to take this as they are. Biggest.
Listen,
You see,
the fact that Galka doesn't have a statement out at this point is crazy for me.
Galka normally deals with the clubs at the club level. Doesn't really go down to the player
Then what
level.
welfare are you doing? Because Akambi doesn't need your welfare. So Aldote does not need your welfare. The people who need your welfare are people like Ibrahim.
Galka has always been for the clubs.
Fine. I think what the FA can do and probably should do is get the clubs to, maybe the FA should, I don't know, look, when you are putting a club together, or if the FA is giving the permit, quote unquote, to allow a club to function, I feel that the FA can also figure out, okay, is this club strong enough to take care of players when they get injured? And I feel that, I mean, you are here.
Tell us about the player welfare. For Dreams FC.
Is it an established fact that in this particular case of Legon Cities and their player, that Legon Cities have been derelict?
Dereliction of duty.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's the player's word against the club's word.
Okay, I don't know. That's why we need to find the facts.
No, even that. You see, I'm not even worried about the Lagos City one.
Because
the boy who's injured, the one who's injured is of
I've called people at Legon City. Okay. They've also narrated the story.
A different one?
Yes, a different one.
They have their version.
Yes, they have their version. So it's, for me, that's why it's a bit difficult for me to be conclusive.
But
then what is clear is that it's not a good situation. I mean, that one is very
Somebody
clear.
should step
Would you say that generally there's a broader picture of teams not being able to deal with serious injuries to players?
Yes.
Let's go through them.
But hold on. Let him just. No, this is just him. I want you to give me your.
You see, the thing is that
your word as an administrator.
Again,
he can only speak for Dreams
Yeah.
FC.
yes, the thing is that look at the whole of Ghana, for instance. How many clubs or institutions that have employees do the proper thing to the latter? Every now and then.
Good question.
Every now and then we hear stories of people defaulting SNIT payments here and there.
Hey.
So the football ecosystem, as people will label it,
It's a subset.
It's a subset of the Ghanaian society. You understand? We don't do our things well generally. So,
but it is very, very bad.
Let me give you another example. This young talented boy, Ibrahim Samudin, Accra Heart of Oak. He suffered.
Don't go
Good
there.
question. He suffered an injury, right? Look, Samudin went from one herbalist to all over the place. In the end,
players also need to have some kind of orientation. I've had various instances where players are injured, and they come to me and they say, "Oh, yeah, Kochichi."
That's
They are so averse. They are so averse
very
to
spot on.
orthodox treatment.
Yeah.
I mean,
The player.
like you say, it's orientation because that's where he's grown up.
Yes,
that's what he's known from the coach level.
It cuts both ways. I think.
They are under the understanding that as a player, look, truth be told, if you can be healed by that, it is better than going under the knife. Truth be told.
Fair.
So,
but do those methods work? Provenly work?
Look, I have done coach football for over 25 years.
What a three players pay?
Machichiri be that. Machichiri amana ye juma da. And the player never complain again.
Okay.
And not once, not
Look,
twice.
and I'll tell you a story.
And Aminu here knows exactly what I'm talking about. But of course, I will not go and chichiri an ACL.
But there are people who claim they can treat it.
No. So, like you're saying,
just like the way
you
were
were
able
education.
just like the way you were able to treat a particular injury, somebody also is.
It is not all injuries that can go under that.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the point I'm making.
So you are the expert. What kind of injuries do we treat and which one don't we treat?
If you want me to chichiri, I will show you where to go and I will chichiri you. You understand? So we need to look at it holistically. Look, but truth be told, immediately, it is an issue that the FA will have to begin to address on behalf of. I'm talking about the injured boy, that boy who is injured. Because if care is not taken, if this thing is not healed or treated, by the time it goes beyond 2 years, he's permanently crippled. Permanently, he'll go cripple. He cannot put that foot on the ground.
So just a quick clarification on the PFAG thing. So like we're debating, the PFAG work with players who are registered with them. So this has nothing to do with them. So
if the player is not under them, it's not with them.
Yes. So if we in any way stated an opinion that was wrong about the mandate of the PFAG, we regret it and we apologize for that.
I thought that.
No, I mean just for the avoidance of any complications.
So the players then should be educated.
Yes, so they need to be
educated. For things like this, you need some, because look, this is Ghana. Even when their bonuses are chopped off unfairly, they will call us from the background, they will tell us. When you want them to come and talk, they can't. No more come by you. I can make the national team into Ado.
But there's a body for them to join and have.
There is a body for them to join where they can channel all those things through. And when that body approaches them,
it is Gauka. If Gauka is not
doing forget Gauka.
Somebody then
you are on the wrong body. You are on the wrong body.
If Hassan Kotoko cannot come together to play the president,
they don't play anything.
Finish.
Forget Gauka.
Finish. Apart from top 4 in President Cup, what exactly do you hear Gaka doing?
They are always offering support to clubs in Africa.
What are you talking about?
No, the verbal support.
Yeah. Verbal support. So they're always telling us, they will support the clubs. Have you guys received any support from Gaka?
The statement have been released.
Like support.
What kind of support?
Go and win for Ghana.
Goodwill. Support of goodwill.
Goodwill, we have a lot of goodwill.
But Ben, just to wrap up on this, I just want to talk a bit about the William Esu matter, the other Legon City's player. For him, he got injured on national team duty. So I'm pleading with the sports ministry. See, the sports ministry is the entity that pays players and coaches in this country. They are the ones who pay the bonuses and wages, per diems, whatever. So if a player got sick on national team duty, please.
He said he's been there. There were per day bonuses that he should have taken with you there. And I'm saying that those per day bonuses, the management members, they have taken their part of those per day bonuses. Oh, no more.
How is it possible that management members can take?
I'm telling you, all the players
are not taking.
No, the players have been taken. That's not their shares.
That's not their practice.
That tournament. Prior to the tournament, they don't owe anybody.
Coach, that's not a practice.
So the question I'm saying the point I'm making is this: for that under 23, no more. I mean, what
everybody's been paid off.
Are you saying that the ministry has paid and
that's not I think the ministry has paid. But the ministry didn't go to the tournament. The board didn't go to the tournament. But the ministry
doesn't pay to anybody.
No,
they pay directly to the recipients, the beneficiaries. So it can't be possible for them to pay and then
so the player in question,
that is not correct.
That's correct.
He was part
that is not correct.
That's correct.
The ministry gives the money to the FA to disburse to the players.
No. As for this, hold on. At least with what I have witnessed, it doesn't happen like that.
If it is the Black Stars, I will accept it. But I know of the players. Aminu here knows of the situation where the national team management members people who were paying the players when the members don't.
Let's stay on the queue. Let's stay on the queue. Let's stay on the queue.
Let's stay on the queue because
I'm just saying that the sports ministry needs to jump in and take care of this player, especially because he fell sick on national team duty.
Agreed.
And we'll keep knocking on the sports minister's door until something is done, because it is so sad that you go represent your country, something happens to you, and nobody's willing to help. It
doesn't matter if he didn't make the tournament team.
It doesn't matter. Once he was part of the team, he needs to be taken care of. I'm not even asking for his bonus or whatever. Whether he's been paid or not, the state must jump in and take care of this player. And I feel we need to do a better job of player welfare. Current players, past players, Ben, we look at some of the players who have retired and their living conditions are pathetic.
Some of them, they are to be blamed for their own living conditions.
Chris,
when you work for Ghana and you are paid fully,
be wise.
Invest your money. You cannot chop our money after being paid.
I understand. I'm saying that there are those who genuinely have been neglected by the state. and I feel that the state must turn around, find these people who have been neglected and take care of them. It is the least we can do. For the people, I'm just saying, I'm just using this William Esu matter to just sound out the ministry and do something. My contacts there, I'll be messaging you and calling you, and we'll be knocking on the minister's door until something is done. This is so sad. And then it breaks my heart because William Esu's teammate has died. Sylvester Saki. And another goalkeeper is going through the difficult time.
I'm wondering what they are all feeling and thinking at this point in time, because everybody in that mix is thinking, look, so if I suffer a serious injury, it means I'm done for. I'm done. Like, there's no way out for me again. That's my career curtains. I'm done. Wow. That is not good enough. I'll read a few more messages. We'll talk about some Premier League action. Premier League is back. It's about to be a massacre this weekend. If it is you, you know yourself. Nobody has said anything. You know yourself. You know yourself. Game Park Limited, proud sponsors of the show. Bell Puka, well chilled tonight. Ask Coach Nim, he'll tell you. The Puka is the official drink of the show. When you are sipping, you tune in, we talk some sports. Okay, this one here from Moses Kofino says it's another Friday evening. The international break is over. The EPL is back. Poch, do something to rescue Chelsea. Okay, Starboy from La Paz says it's only in Ghana football that you see this kind of treatment from clubs to players, because Ben, the system is not working, and in Ghana here the system only works when we see military people around. No, that's why football don't need military people. I beg you. Even democracy don't need the military people. We beg you. This one here is from you didn't add your name. Name is what's name again? Ta aka bedroom 1 million. Freezer bedroom 1 million. Is it Freezer Macaroni? No, the guy is not called Freezer Macaroni. It's called Freezy McBones. The guy is giving him a new name. Freezer Macaroni. Freezy McBones fight for UK. Say no. You want to fight for a country that pretends to be doing what they are supposed to do. Big mistake, my brother. Every country in the world is developing their sport except Ghana, and this is where you want to be. You have no vision, Abi. So he's not happy with Freeze's decision to come fight in Ghana. This one says, Ben and crew, I'm happy when it's Friday night. Please tell the rabbi to say a prayer for our next game against Brighton, because we don't want any Onana. We don't want any shot Onana can't catch, okay? Ken from Tema Community 10 says, Ben, please, I hope the 5,000 dentist voucher is on the list of your topics. You guys need to discuss this evening. This one here is from Soy Dade from McCarthy. Says waiting for the prayer. Later the rundown for the show, the biggest sports show in the whole of Africa. This one says tuned in to Sports Panorama with the cold puka as I watch the excitement unfold. The deep analysis burst a smile on my face. The rabbi's fantastic prayer for the FA and United, hilarious grace. Special shout to my mentor Bobo Desire Amenyo Erickson. Okay, Ebenezer from Nungwa Brigade, best taste fried rice joints. Says finally this season Arsenal will be going to Goodison Park to give the Toffees a proper showdown on Sunday noon. Havertz and Trossard will be running the show. Havertz hasn't run anything in as long as I can remember, my brother. Let's talk about the Premier League. What do you want to talk
Before
about?
we talk about the Premier League, let's talk about that 5,000 Ayashada. Oh, no more.
Good over there.
Look, whoever took that decision, whoever did that, should immediately call Abednego Tete and withdraw that voucher. 5,000 voucher for the goal king of the Ghana Premier League to go and brush his teeth.
No.
Oh, no more.
Hold on.
It's not a brushing of teeth.
To do what?
No, you see,
Like Abednego Tete himself said. Let me quote the word.
Dental care.
Let him finish making this.
Like Abednego Tete himself said, and I'm quoting him. Did the defenders in the league tell the FA that 7 prayed their son? He didn't say 7. I'm adding the 7. Okay, Edesha.
Don't do this.
No,
To put on record, Abednego Tete said in a story that I'm looking at right, he says he feels disrespected by the voucher.
But who were the decision makers?
So what
See,
would be the better price?
I mean, when you ask that, it's as if you are inclined.
No, I'm not inclined.
Support what,
I'm
what
not
this
saying I'm
is.
supporting.
Make your point without meaning.
Don't ask me what would have been the better price to that. I mean, war. But they are shared that. Allo, he should go and see the dentist. Let
me read quotes from Abednego.
Read it.
So he says, the FA gave me a 5,000 voucher to visit a dentist at my GPL Go King price. I won't lie. I'm really hurt.
Of course.
How can you give me 5,000 to go to the dentist just to wash my mouth? Which to me is very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
Hold on. For me, first of all, going to the dentist is not about washing your mouth. So that's misplaced.
Look, there's more.
That's misplaced.
No,
hold on.
That cannot be misplaced.
Hold on, coach. Let me finish. Hold on. I've put your mics off. Hold on. Let me make my point. Hold on. Let me read the quote, then I'll make the point. Hold on. He says, I won't lie. I'm hurt. How can you give me 5,000 to go to the dentist just to wash my mouth? Which to me is very disrespectful. I had the opportunity to renew my contract with the Beni Gold Stars, but because of what I have been through, I turned it down. I don't want to win the GPL Go King and get disrespected like this again. So I'd rather stay away from the GPL. Not football entirely, but how much is Pepsodent? Then he goes on to say, hold on. He goes on to say, why do you have to tell me to brush my teeth for 5,000? The best referee received a car, and the best player received 20,000 and a television. And I being the top scorer, would have appreciated if they gave me 10 Ghana airtime rather than 5,000. I think Abednego, hold on. First of all, I think Abednego is being very cynical in this interview.
Yes,
Coach, hold on. I'm not saying he doesn't have a point. I'm saying that first of all, if you equate a 5,000 voucher to washing your mouth or cleaning your teeth, I think that is very simplistic and unfortunate. I'm not saying that as a Go King, that is an appropriate award. Of course, that is completely unacceptable. But to also say it in this manner, look, dental appointments are expensive, and I'm not even saying it is an appropriate. Maybe the GFA had a partnership.
What happened?
With,
What happened? Every award category had a sponsor.
Okay, so this was a sponsor.
Award category. And the dental care
sponsored the Go
King.
Okay.
Okay, I share that.
Fair.
Aluminium from you know.
Fair enough, coach. Now make your point.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I have a question. Let me finish. I just want to ask. I mean, so okay, two questions. Question number one: is it true that the best referee got a car?
Yes.
Is it true that the best player got 20,000?
Yes.
Okay. Now, were there other prizes given? Chris, let me land. Relax. Now, apart from the 5,000 CD voucher, which of course came from the sponsor of that award, were there other awards given to Abednego?
I wasn't there until they gave the award. I can't confirm whether it was the only thing given.
Okay, so I think we'll have to find out.
I have spoken to Abednego Tete.
Abednego Tete, he has people in this house.
Look, yes,
people in this house.
So he said
that was the only thing given to him.
Okay.
And in fact,
no, that is unfortunate.
Whoever did that,
that's unfortunate.
Whoever did that.
No, but you see, this is the first award.
I'm a landing.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Who you go king now? Your mouth dental voucher.
I get the drift you are making. But this is the first award in over 10 years.
It doesn't matter.
Obviously, there will be some pitfalls.
You don't get.
I've seen the responses from.
You don't take the level of sponsorship you have brought. You said you have brought to the league.
But then if you look at the other categories and the kind of awards given, that's appreciable.
Fair enough. Let's
It's a start.
It's a very bad start.
Yes, we admit it's a bad start.
It's a very bad start. It's a shameful. It's a disgraceful start. You should recall that. Or you should give him an appropriate award. That Ayashada, I from what do you think Look, what are you talking about? You cannot completely take that as one of the services that you may get when you go to the dental care. True or false? I have gone to the dental care before. Agbolinda, Shanda, every time. Why are you people behaving like that?
No, but see, coach. As for this one, see, I'm telling you, it's unfortunate. You cannot finish top scorer. I mean, no. I don't even think. Coach might be being. He's been a little extra with it.
Yeah.
But
I'm aligned to that.
It's unfortunate.
Look,
it's unfortunate.
Everybody listening to this.
I mean, you know that the disparity between a car and a dental is big. It's too big. And
look, referee, brand new Tony.
It was a good thing, isn't it?
It was an absolutely brilliant thing.
Okay.
That is why if you give me 5,000 voucher to go and brush my teeth,
why do that?
To go and do things, it's a very bad thing.
Point well made.
It's also very important.
Let Pichichi have it.
For a football association, award schemes should be about the principal actors of the game.
Exactly.
Which are the footballers.
Footballers.
And so for a nice award to be organized, and the ultimate award goes to the best referee, one, it's a huge problem. I don't think FIFA or UEFA organize an award
and get the referee to dominate.
The ultimate
award to be given to the
referee and not a player. We've seen how FIFA organizes their best awards. Always about the players. We've seen how UEFA organizes their awards. It's always about the players. You got to hear Haaland, Messi, Mbappe. It's always about the principal actors of the game. Yes, they may want to give the referee a car. I agree. But if you're giving the referee a car, then the main actor of the sport, the players, must get something higher. It's as simple as that. Common sense and basic logic. Because they are the key actors of the sport. Without the players playing,
who are you going to watch?
This is the part of the. Let me read the quote. This is the part of the quote that kills me. Hold on. He said, I had the opportunity to renew my contract with the Benny Gold Stars, but because of what I have been through, I turned it down.
Going forward,
it's not about going forward.
Go and fix this.
I agree with coach. I think it can still be fixed.
When I bet the first says you will not play again in the Ghana League, I think you have to side with
because you see
the pain. I'm sure he looked at what he has done all season in that 9 months
and look
at what he has at the end of
and I'm sure Abednego looks at his dental formula and says, I'm good out here.
For me, amongst all the 100 and something, I think there were about 60 awards that were given out. If this is the only thing, then I'll give it a pass mark. However, hold on. However, of course, there is.
If there's one bad meat in the soup, it can destroy.
And look at the award he won. It's a top scorer.
When you said something,
and that's why it's
Elihala,
the top scorer,
the top scorer in England. On an
You see, no. We really need to do better because honestly speaking, there's already player apathy in our league.
This is I am calling on. Look, I want to do a humble appeal. Presdo, Mr. Ketu,
you're one and only.
Look, Presdo, let me
to me.
Presdo, I know you are very capable.
Presdo, we know you're not happy with the dental voucher.
So please, by next week Friday, by the time I come back here,
Presdo, you're so down.
I know you.
I'll tell you.
See,
voucher
Thank you. Let's talk about the Premier League. Big games this weekend. Abednego Tete. Man, let's
I would be miffed. I would be miffed too if I
finish top scorer of the league.
Because you see, that's why I asked the question that was that one of because I mean it's one of several, but to get that
look, and you know what they've got this interest though.
They called him. He walked and
I'm sure he wore his best suit.
I know. Ambo voucher na akwe akehasheda. You know if I'm I will go to.
Let's do some Premier League football. Tomorrow's early kickoff is Wolves versus Liverpool. Oh man. You misbehaving on this show. Wolves versus Liverpool. Nathan, Wolves beat Liverpool last season in a very difficult game for the Reds. Liverpool have started pretty decent, 10 points on the board. Yeah. International break. Trent was injured before the break. I'm pretty sure the international break afforded him time to get back in shape. Who's your money on this one?
I think Liverpool. Wolves have a problem. They can't seem to find the back of the net. We've seen them at the start of the season. I remember when they played at Old Trafford. They did carve United open. They just couldn't put the chances away. And I don't know whether between then and now they have improved. They haven't scored a lot. And that Gary, the football seems to make sense. It's the finishing that's lacking. I don't know where they are going to find the goals. Granted, Liverpool's defense is shaky. Liverpool themselves have not kept a clean sheet. They are giving goals away. But the point is that Wolves just cannot score. They cannot score. And this division is a tough one. If you cannot put the ball in the back of the net, you pay premium. It will really cost you. And I wonder. It will be a tough game, but I think Liverpool will find a way through this. I think they have enough in attack. They can handle what Wolves will throw at them, even though, like I've stated, Liverpool's defensive issues have also been laid quite bare. Virgil van Dijk is not around. They will have to mix and match to see who can play in defense, but I don't think Wolves can get anything out of this game. So I think Liverpool to win. Liverpool to win.
Let's talk about another game which is on the boards. We have Man United Brighton. That for me is the game of the weekend. Solid game. Brighton did a double over United, so United must really have blood in their eyes for this one. They must, they need to win.
They did a double over United last year.
Yeah, they did. 2-1 and 1-0. I forgot in the late
Luke Shaw penalty.
Yep. So this is a must win for Man United, especially because it's at Old Trafford. Yeah. Return of the international break. Coach, let's situate this game within the context of everything happening around the club. Now, again, you are refusing to accept the takeover business. There was a story last week that said that United stocks plummeted at a value of almost £1 billion when news went out that the Glazers were not going to sell the car, or they had backtracked on selling the car. So there's that to deal with now.
Effectively, what is happening is that it looks like the Glazers really want to drive the sale price very high, so that they bag a lot of money in the event they sell. Some people are even speculating that, because really the crux of last week's story was that they were re-evaluating the club. They're not selling the club. And they according to some reports, claim that ultimately what they want is £10 billion for Man United.
Which they will not get.
£10 billion.
Because you see, at the end of the day, the reason why they will sell is simple. The money required to change the face of this club, they don't have it.
But I don't think they are concerned about changing the face of it.
What will make them concerned will soon begin to happen. And they will get concerned and they will have to let go of the club. But let's come back to the football. Look, it is going to be a very difficult game. Ten Hag, if you listen to him today, he clearly knows the opposition very, very well. He said they welcome him. You remember they welcomed him into the Premiership that very first day at Old Trafford. Yeah. And he didn't know them by then. But if you looked at that second game at Brighton, it clearly then told everyone that he now know how to play against them. Whoever watched that game that day, United should have won. It took a Luke Shaw last minute act of stupidity. But when United then met them in the FA Cup semi-finals, United were able to beat them. My only worry tomorrow is that Amrabat is still not fit to get alongside Casemiro. So United.
You don't have a right winger as things stand, or who fills into that.
Oh, there's a
Anthony
right
spot.
winger. Look, it's simple. There are so many options. Pelestri can play there. Rashford can be asked to go and play or Garnacho, or the manager can decide that. Look,
doesn't your manager prefer an inverted winger?
No, but you don't have an inverted winger. It doesn't mean we don't have a winger.
Why not give Pelestri a full shot?
That's what I'm saying.
He's an option.
He's a very orthodox, a very different winger. The type of winger that I think Holland will feed upon, will be very happy to play with, because he gets to the bar line, he puts in those crosses, and he can pounce. It's going to be a very tricky game. Because if United were to behave in any way that were to get Casemiro isolated, United get beat. So it has to be very tight because of the style of Brighton, and then wait for them to commit, and then they will come. Then wait for them to come. Use the pace of Rashford, use the pace of Holland, use the pace of Pelestri, and the creativity instinct of Bruno, Awareness, Fernandes, and then you get the job done. I'm happy Martinez is fit. I'm happy Lindelof is fit. You move away from that Maguire-like sort of defending so that there will be calm at the back. Dalot on the left. We all know that if you want Brighton to play, then Mitoma will have to have his day. But you bet your last pesewa on 4 Bissakis. 1v1, he's the best in the business. Mitoma tomorrow is not going past 1 Bissaka.
Hey.
He's met him several times. He's never dribbled him before.
Hey.
These are
the things Mitoma doesn't like.
Oh, no, but
these are the things Karu Mitoma.
1 Bissaka, what he hates is the one touted to be the best dribbler in the game. Okay, you are the best. I'm also the best. Best to best.
By the grace of God, tomorrow is not far away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, and then Man United, I think, have over 30-something game at Old Trafford to protect not losing. Since that loss against Brighton, United have not lost in the league.
And it's Brighton again.
Yeah. So continue with that. So I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game. Very, very difficult game. You need to be very much on your A game to get any result. Tactically, Ten Hag would not have to go. If Amrabat was fit, he is the genuine carrier of the ball instead of Eriksen. Then they decide that there's that presence in midfield, because they will come with the boy from Chelsea, the Chelsea boy that has what's the Scotland boy, that small boy, Billy Gilmore. Okay, Billy Gilmore and 1 or 2 other players. I think if
they don't have Ansu Fati as well.
Oh, forget about Ansu Fati. I think
the guy just brushed Ansu Fati into the air.
I think after Wan-Bissaka dealing with Mitoma tomorrow, they will pull out Mitoma and bring Ansu Fati. You come and have a good taste of Wan-Bissaka. Good taste. He'll deal with him good. He dealt with him at the Camp Nou. You remember? He dealt with him good. Wan-Bissaka,
but United will have to be very careful. Not necessarily because of the game, but
they can't afford to lose it.
Yes, with everything surrounding the club.
I was just about to ask that.
A defeat sinks the psyche of the club into a whole new low.
I don't think so.
And then, because you see, Chris, whether you like it or not.
It is the British press.
Yes, and you see,
let me just say this.
Things circulate
Nathan,
around
please.
the club.
It is the British press who will treat players without British passport differently and players with British passport differently. When Pep Guardiola dealt with the issue of Cancelo, those same pundit, Gary Neville and Co, they were applauding him. When Arteta dealt with this guy, Aubameyang, as captain of us, they applauded him. Why did they applaud them? Because Cancelo and Obama, they don't have what? British passport. Sancho misbehaved beyond repairs. I think he's a gunner. He's a complete gunner. No wonder he's been asked to go and train
differently.
He's what? He's refusing to apologize.
Yeah.
Nobody needs his apology. You are on £350,000 a week. We can count the number of proper games you've had for this club.
Your own Sancho.
So now that you see, they don't agree the way the British people, they are hating the way Eric Ten Hag is building United. He's not giving the preference to Maguire and Co. You have to be good enough to be a Manchester United player, and gradually, the diagnosis given by Rangnick that everybody didn't understand. Ten Hag walks into this team, He's had 2 proper transfer windows. As for the general transfer window, they brought him Vuzvegos. Is that not the name? Vuzvegos. Vuzvegos.
I like the emphasis you place on the name.
Vuzvegos. But now that he's beginning to get his team, look, I think when Amrabat comes in there, it's going to be very good. So look, it's going to be a difficult game. I expect Man United to win.
Let me just continue from where Nathan left off. Just situate it for me in the context of how the playing body is probably feeling at this point. First, Anthony, then the Sancho issue to deal with. Where's their mind at with regards to how the club is dealing with all this, and how does that affect play?
Look, if you're a player, I'm sure it must be a very uncomfortable time being a Man United player. There's a lot surrounding the club. But I feel that in these times, players need to galvanize. They need to come together and say that, you know what, this is a horrible time, but this is where, as players, we need to show what we have. And we need to go out there and fight hard and fight hard and create a certain positive air around this club. Because right now, the only thing United can do is get results on the pitch.
On the pitch, exactly.
That's all these other things.
They play Bayern to in midweek.
It's beyond their control. So if they can just focus, zone in, keep their heads. Because I feel that one of Man United's biggest weaknesses is mental. I feel that the players are too fragile in their minds. And they'll have to develop strength to deal with everything that's happening, around them. So, like I said, it will be a test. It's a test of their character. It's a test of their nerve. It's the test of their mental strength. And let's see how they fare. Brighton over the weekend, Bayern Munich next week. The competition the players claim they love and they want to play in, that competition returns next week. They should be up for it, because in Europe, you won't get to play against third division clubs in the Champions League. You play against the best of the best of the best. And Man United need to be ready. The players need to be ready. This. When every time they join big clubs, they say, we join big clubs because we want to play in the Champions League. The Champions League is here. They need to find inspiration and perform.
Find inspiration and perform. Big shout outs to our viewers from YouTube. Our YouTube community is really growing. The Panorama YouTube community, Charlie. There are people who don't listen to radio. Yeah. Some people see me in town and say, I know you. I say, you know me from where? He say, I watch you on YouTube on Panorama. I'm like, wow. Yeah, that's great. A few comments from there. Let me just read before I even go on. Gideon Paito says that the teams are not making enough revenue, hence they are unable to cater for their players. This is on the injury issues. Joe says everyone needs dental care, but it shouldn't be a reward for the top scorer. Lakada Zaikao says players being abandoned when injured is a national canker dating back to the 80s. It is also a national team problem. There are countless players living with issues emanating from neglect. Hakim Yusuf says, ask Aminu if a Dreams FC player received the prize for being top scorer, would he be happy? I was even about to ask him if he himself would be happy if he got the dental package. Boatin Samuel Labi says that a fantastic show with brilliant panelists watching from Axim. Big shout outs to the people in Axim. Let's get to another game. There's West Ham United taking on Manchester
everybody's
City.
favorite second team.
Yeah. The huge one.
Kudus is in action probably this weekend. Like I've asked again, right? I'll ask coach again. Pichichi, does Kudus start in this game?
I would have wished he starts. I would have wished, but with David Moyes and how he has set up his team so far, I doubt David Moyes will want to break his winning side. At the moment, they started very well. I think that never in their wildest dream did the West Ham fans expect their team to start this season so good, unbeaten after 4 games. And so, as a manager, I don't think David Moyes will break what he has set up so far. Lucas Paqueta, Panorama, and also Bowen behind Antonio is working for them. They are winning. So I expect Kudu to start once again from the bench. But here they are against a very difficult opposition. Manchester City, once again, they have Pep Guardiola returning from his surgery and all that. And even on their bad days this season, I think City are doing something wonderful.
They don't even
when they're not
like,
playing well,
they're not even in full
they are
gear
winning.
yet.
And that makes it very difficult to beat them this time around. So for me, I think West Ham will try their possible best to fight for at least a draw. But this City team is just too good at this moment to drop points. I think they will drop points though, but not at this early stages. So look at how they are faring so far.
We're talking about the big games. There's Arsenal, Everton, and then there's Chelsea, Bournemouth. Coach, your good friends, Chelsea, Charlie.
Yeah, I heard Mauricio Pochettino cried this afternoon. Yeah, no more for
Injuries.
He says he has like only 14 players.
You know, I was like,
1 billion team, no?
After spending 1 billion, 14.
Injuries are things you really
And of course, you cannot fault him for that. But hey, I think he's a good manager.
But he shouldn't lose and tell us that injuries made him.
No. Nobody will accept that.
Exactly.
Nobody will accept that if they go and they don't get the results. So for me, it's going to be a very difficult game. So a lot is going to come down to those players who are going to start the game. If it doesn't work out, or if there's any form of difficulty, who then is he going to tend to on the bench to go in there and change? I've always said that with the sort of attacking force they've got, I don't expect them to even be in the top 4. Because I have said that I don't think Nicholas Jackson...
I mean, this is not a top 4 attack.
No. Far from that. Who are the goal scorers in there? Their 88 million pound player has not even struck the bar yet. The boy from Ukraine,
Mudryk.
Raheem Sterling will not give you 20 plus goals. Nicholas Jackson will not give you 20 plus goals. Who else is the likely goal scorer? They are going to be relying on that win-back offensive run of Chilwell. How many goals is he going to put in the net? Enzo Fernandez is being asked to join the attack with Moise Caicedo and Gallagher playing that deep, stabilizing the midfield. So if you look at the Chelsea team going forward, they don't have goals in there. Where are the goals going to come from? And if you don't score goals, you don't win football games. So it is going to be extremely difficult anytime they play against a quality team and they concede. The moment they concede, you can only see them conceding the second goal, the third goal.
They'll get chaotic.
And in opening up, they'll get very chaotic, and I think they are going to pay for it. But look, they are going to Bournemouth. It's a team that they've not started the league that well. You should have every belief that even with the 14 fit players that they've got, they should have the quality. Go to Bournemouth, play to their strategy, have a game plan that they have mastered, and go out there and execute. Hopefully, they will get a result. I really do want them to be. If they don't win, as a start, I think they have 4 points, isn't it? They've won 1, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 2. So this is game week number 5. If they don't win it, or if they don't get the 3 maximum points, already there's
big trouble for them. Big trouble. So for those of you who love your Premier League, you want to get to the EPL pitchside show. It's on Citi FM on Tuesday night 7 to 8 p.m. and Thursday night 8 to 9 p.m. You can find it on Spotify and also Apple Podcast. For those who love their drama, Bayer Leverkusen just equalized against Bayern Munich in the 94th minute. 2-2 is how that game ended. Xabi Alonso is doing things. Toto Alote is struggling. Let's talk about the Business Olympics for a bit. It's on the 30th and it's at Eden Heights. Corporate games, sack racing, lime and spoon, jama, tag of war, basketball, everything you want to do someday. The coach,
you know what participating?
I will be in the studio that day.
We are organizers
that day.
And we're not participating.
Top
striker,
top notch.
Number by winning. Ball like
a meal.
Over jail that no one time.
I'm going to
go simple. Look, it's always gotten better, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Last year was our first time it was at Burma camp.
Yeah.
Now we've moved to Eden Heights. Charlie,
it's
Eden
always
Heights
gotten bigger and
Eden
better.
Heights is a sweet place.
Charlie, sweet.
Man for make money.
Nana.
Man for make money.
The facilities there are
top notch.
Charlie.
They are top notch facilities. And look, whoever thought through that and got those things there, they are very good people. And look, are there still some companies out there who still not registered?
Oh. Charlie,
because I'll be shocked if there's any company out there who hasn't registered.
They will register early.
I'm sure. You see, the challenge now is that a lot of them say, "Oh yeah, register," but they haven't done the needful.
You need to register.
Showing interest
is different from
that day.
And people will be yobbing. Oh, we would have beaten. No, don't yob at the office.
Don't
yob.
Secure
your slot.
Hey. And get your slot. And
it is very affordable too.
Oh yeah,
extremely, very, very affordable.
Extremely.
What's I say? Thank you.
You
need to burn some cholesterol.
You know, there will be Liles, corporate Liles.
No more.
You know?
Yeah.
Owner,
corporate
bring people,
games.
come and partake.
Thank you.
And the thing is that there's always an event that some people can do.
If you don't know how to play football, you can do lineman spoon.
Sack race.
Basketball.
I always say this.
Volleyball, tennis.
There are 2 Olympics in the world. The one organized by the IOC
And this one.
and this one.
They want to be done in France next year.
And that one, and then this one. And in Ghana, this is the only Olympics in Ghana.
Thank you.
Not a football club.
If you don't come, you've missed
the
out.
only one.
Yeah. So, don't say we didn't do anything good for you.
Do you know why they should come?
Last year.
I think we've had the same winner twice, isn't it?
I'm not commercial, man.
GCB.
GCB attack this time. Me.
Companies must
No, if you
come and
are a
show
company,
GCB
you are out there.
Come and show GCB something.
You are just there, and GCB is they are winning. They are winning.
I'm sure this. I'm sure right now they have stretched out at home, stretching their legs, saying it's business Olympics time, Bring our jerseys. Let us go and win again.
No. Let's stop.
The way we are talking about GCB, your company can also be the next talk next time.
Thank you.
So come and battle GCB.
Thank you.
And let us talk about you.
Thank you.
Don't hide.
There will be food, good music, DJ.
Everything.
Last season, the swimming event.
There is a company I'm expecting to be Ghana Gas.
Thank you.
Ghana Gas.
They should come on board.
Yeah, you and your people, tell them.
Thank you.
When you people, I know you have a very organized league going on.
Thank you.
This is the tournament you need to be part of.
Come and show your skills.
Ghana Gas.
I think not just companies, but schools.
Yes.
Are partaking this year.
There are schools as well. So just put yourself together.
This time the competition.
So Business Olympics, the 30th September. 30th September. Eden Heights.
8 a.m.
Thank
I'm
you.
saying come and see how nice.
In 2 weeks' time, I can win 15. Quick.
Yes, in 2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks' time, I'm
telling you.
Tell 1 year dad.
The pitch.
She has
state of the art pitch. Look at the basketball court, indoor basketball court. The pool. The tennis court.
Need I say more?
This is world class standard.
World
class standard.
Yeah, think about I will do jeans. No, I feel fine. You say no one when he can mention but I but I face force, but I feel no fellow can mention. No one like
just imagine. No, just imagine.
Oh, no, face force. I'm not having.
I have closed the show. I have closed the show. It's okay. My name is Benjamin Ikeja. You heard? Let's do some shouts before we go.
I have a shout. I want to give a shout to the Wesley Girls High School 2013. Interest is in the 2012 year group. Honor me coach Madam Fie.
Only problem.
So
one bell for you.
Good. So they are juniors. The 2013 year group. They have an event tomorrow. It's called the Wrigley Day Bazaar at the Mofra Place in Jowli.
I'm inviting.
No, I'm everybody. Nyaba.
No, I know.
Nyaba here from 10 a.m. So shout outs to the team that's organizing Esther Forcing. Anako Akpa. So Esther Forcing and your people. Shout outs to you. Tomorrow we'll all be there to support what you're doing. The Wrigley Day Bazaar at the Mofra Place in Jowli. And it's free. So everybody, that's free. Just come. There'll be great food, music. You can. There'll be pop-up shops.
Hey, free.
No more bottom money. Of course, near now all about pay more.
Of course,
yeah.
Only no more shout out.
Thank you, please.
This time my shout out is going all the way to Canada.
Flow for me.
No more Mrs. Ivan Patawa. No more call ye. Hey, Mrs. Ivy Patawa.
Thank you.
Look, no matter double. God richly bless you, madam. She said I should tell her husband, no more Patawa. You know, that's the way she sent the message. Please, and let no more Patawa know that he is still so amazing. Love is so deep.
Patawa, he did do things. Me, they are not.
Patawa lenje one day. Mrs. Avin Patawa, look, one of the biggest shout out is given to you this evening. Like you have directed me.
Benjamin Patawa.
Wife is I should tell you that your love is extremely deep.
Thank you. And she knows how you do your things.
Oh, Kajeche. Aje one lenche. Look, Coach Ito, I was watching your prayer from last week, and I just fell in love with Sports Panorama again. But so the moment we started the program, in fact, she's one of our YouTube viewers.
Thank you.
She said, "I'm watching the boys on YouTube. Tell them I and my beloved Patawa. The Patawa
That's it for us here. My name is Benjamin Nketiah, head coach Christopher Nimley, Nathan Kwao, Evan Tofochu Manso. Earlier on, we had Aminu Shadow, Black Stars team manager and Dreams SV administrative manager. The Premier League preview show will come out right after this. So proudly brought to us by Game Park Limited and also Bell Puka. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for the YouTube views, the Twitter interactions. We'll leave you with the Premier League preview show. Take care.